Hello students, in this lecture I am going to discuss about the respiratory gas analyzers. So the prominent one that I will be discussing is the oxygen analyzer and carbon dioxide analyzer. As we know, respiration is primarily concerned with exchange of gases. That is, oxygen is absorbed while carbon dioxide is released. And to measure how effective the respiration process is, it is required to analyze the concentration of these gases sampled from various points in the respiration tract at various instants of respiration cycle, which is inhalation and exhalation. This sampled gas can be measured for its concentration levels of carbon dioxide and oxygen by different techniques. So here I am going to discuss about the oxygen analyzer system. So here this is the paramagnetic oxygen analyzer. Basically we have various oxygen analyzers like electrochemical oxygen analyzer, paramagnetic oxygen analyzer, various types. So here I will be discussing about the paramagnetic oxygen analyzer, which is going to give me the measurement of or going to analyze the concentration of oxygen in the gas, in the sample. So for to understand this concept, first you need to know what is paramagnetism. Basically what happens, what is paramagnetism? Paramagnetism is a property of a substance due to which when that substance is placed in a magnetic field, it gets weakly magnetized to the direction of the magnetizing field. Okay, whenever you place any substance or any object which is having the paramagnetic property in a magnetic field, then that substance, if it is having the paramagnetic property, then it will get magnetized in the direction of magnetic field. So it has been seen that the oxygen is having the paramagnetic property. The oxygen is having the paramagnetic property, that is, it gets attracted to the magnetic field. So whichever substance is having the paramagnetic property, it will get attracted to the magnetic field. So this paramagnetic oxygen analyzer is based on the paramagnetic property of oxygen. Here you can see there are two glass spheres. These are the two glass spheres, primarily a non-magnetic dumbbell. As you can see, it is in the form of dumbbell filled with nitrogen gas. These spheres are filled with nitrogen gas and is suspended with a fine wire within a magnetic field. This is the permanent, these are the permanent magnets which are producing the magnetic field, and this is the dumbbell which is consisting of nitrogen, and it is hanged with this fine wire. Now, at first the dumbbell is kept in balance in an inhomogeneous magnetic field. Initially this is the container where the sample of the gas is going to enter, that is the sample containing the oxygen is going to enter from this inlet. This is the container, and inside this container is placed the permanent magnets, and we have this dumbbell, and this dumbbell is filled with nitrogen. So initially when there is no sample inside the container, then the dumbbell is in the balanced condition. Now when the sample gas, which is having oxygen molecule with large magnetic susceptibility. What is susceptibility? Susceptibility is the ability of a substance to get magnetized. Okay, magnetic susceptibility is a measure of the intensity of magnetization of a substance when it is placed in a magnetic field. So here the oxygen is having the large magnetic susceptibility, and when the sample gas having oxygen is introduced into the magnetic field, that is, it is introduced into this container and it reaches the magnetic field, then oxygen molecule in the gas tends to approach the strongest parts of the magnetic field while trying to push the dumbbell away, while trying to push the dumbbell aside. And this dumbbell is designed to move freely as it is suspended from the wire. So introduction of sample that is having oxygen will actually move the dumbbell, and the magnitude of dumbbell displacement is proportional to the amount of oxygen in the sample. And how the displacement is recorded, here you can see there is a light source. This light is falling onto this mirror. Let me rub it all. This is a mirror, this one is a mirror. The light is actually falling onto this mirror, and it is getting reflected back here and being detected by the detector. Now if the dumbbell moves, the mirror that is attached to the dumbbell will also move, and the intensity of light that is falling on the detector will vary accordingly. So what is happening, when the oxygen enters, oxygen will try to enter the strongest magnetic field area, and because of which the dumbbell will move, it will make the dumbbell move aside, and because of the movement of the dumbbell, mirror will move, and as the mirror moves, the intensity of the light reflected and reaching the detector will vary accordingly, and which is proportional to the amount of oxygen in the sample. Moreover, a precision optical system consisting of this light source, photodiode and amplifier circuit is used to measure the degree of rotation of the dumbbell, as I have told you now. And in some paramagnetic oxygen sensor designs, an opposing current is applied in feedback coil. Here you can see there is a feedback coil, and an opposing current is applied in this feedback coil so as to restore the dumbbell to its normal position. And this is a null type instrument, and hence it is more accurate. Here the current required to maintain the dumbbell in its normal state is directly proportional to the partial pressure of the oxygen. This current therefore represents the percentage of oxygen in the sample. So what is happening, the oxygen is trying to move the dumbbell aside, and by introducing the opposing current through this feedback coil, I am trying to restore the dumbbell to its normal position, and so the dumbbell be in its normal position. The current that is required to maintain the dumbbell in its normal position is directly proportional to the partial pressure of oxygen. So this was all about oxygen analyzer. I am ending this class here. Thank you.